Welcome everybody to the WPC playoffs. The action continues today. We've got our third place deciding match between Newbee and Alliance. One best of three today. Kind of a bit of an appetizer before the grand finals tomorrow. A best of seven affair between DK and IG. But for today's match, got Newbee and Alliance battling over that third place. A decent amount of prize money up for grabs for third place compared to fourth. So definitely fighting over something. Not to mention pride and some good old match practice leading into TI4. And well, to help us out in that game, I will be joined by my co-caster today. Once again, it's Baseskip joining me. Baseskip, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you, Goats?
Not bad, not bad. We've been crazy refurbishing the house and packing stuff out, moving stuff out to get ready for the summit, but I get time to cast some WPC action, so I can't really complain.
So is everybody's bedroom completely just cleared out at this point? So it's just the studio setups that have survived.
Our upstairs studio set. The downstairs one, well, currently still alive, but we're gonna destroy it soon because we're not actually using the main studio for the summit. So there's.
Oh man, that seems like it'll be such a hassle to break down. That's a rat's nest of wires down there.
Yeah, we're not gonna completely destroy everything, but yeah, it's not gonna be fun taking stuff down and putting it back up. So who knows? It's gonna be an experiment, but. Hopefully ends in the best. But right now, Newbee versus Alliance. Both teams getting 2-0'd in their semi-final matches. Newbee somewhat surprisingly against IG. Alliance, not really favorites going up against DK, but they played a really good best of three series there, even though they did lose 2-0. Well, what are your thoughts, predictions, and what do you think we should look out for today?
Honestly, not sure. I think the thing for Alliance is are they going to be the team that played against DK, or are we going to see the team that played against Vici? Because the team that played against Vici had some really fantastic coordination. They were doing some innovative stuff. That was really nice to watch. The team that played against DK, like we were talking about, still solid, but couple of couple of mistakes here and there, a couple of fairly substantial missteps, and that kind of cost them the series. So we'll see. As far as the draft so far is concerned, a little bit of a different opening from Alliance, but I mean heroes that we have seen from them as well previously.
Yeah, they have run the Doom in the past. Interesting to see they prioritize it first pick. I think they realize if they don't pick it, Newbee will. So
yeah, I think it's also about leaving the Panda through.
Yeah. Newbee get Panda and Nature's Prophet, which I think they'll be pretty happy with. Jiaweit's Nature's Prophet, one of the best in the business, so not quite up to Bulldog level, but it's still I like where both teams have gone with these drafts and loads. I think Alliance need to kind of shape out the draft a bit more. Like they've got their offlaner and a Treant Protector who alone can't do a whole lot. You need to kind of pair them with another strong support. But for Newbee, they've fleshed out their draft a lot better. You've got the Nature's Prophet who gives you the late game as well as the split push potential. Brewmaster to control the team fights, and now they get a Dazzle as their third pick. So they're going to start getting at least one of their two supports.
Yeah, and they've still got plenty of options as far as this draft is concerned. They could pick up a second strong team fighter to go along with the Brewmaster and just force things in the mid game. They could just use the Brewmaster's start as a springboard to head into the late game with the Nature's Prophet and some other late game core options. So plenty of flexibility as far as that's concerned. But we do see a Dazzle pickup, so looking like it might be just that little bit more mid game oriented. Also a really nice deterrent to Alliance potentially running an aggressive tri-lane. It's not something that they do all that much. I think for the most part, Alliance just run defensive tries, but we have seen some teams exploiting the tri-lane versus tri-lane power of the Treant a little bit more recently. And Doom's not a terrible 1v1 matchup against Nature's Prophet either.
And at this point, you don't really know what Newbee are doing in their tri-lane apart from the Dazzle. So if you're Alliance, you can't really start planning for an offensive tri-lane when Newbee could be picking up like a really scary looking tri-lane. They could get a Shadow Demon, Dazzle plus Mirana or something, and then you're done for. So we'll see what Alliance plan on getting with the Treant Protector here. They definitely need some kind of range support duo here. Shadow Demon Treant's been very popular. We saw Alliance go back to the Crystal Maiden even yesterday. Some 6.79 flare coming out of them, but we'll see what it is. And it's going to be a Wisp from Alliance. Actually, I really like this. It got banned, I believe, both games against DK in the second phase, and this time around it slips through, and Alliance are going to take the EGM Wisp.
Yeah. Are we on the Chinese stream, or are we in-game, by the way?
No, we're on the Chinese stream, so...
Okay, I'm on the Chinese stream, but I'm just a little bit behind, I guess. I'm still yet to see...
We're on the Chinese stream, but I just spoiled the hell out of that one, so...
There you go. Okay, so there's the Wisp pickup. Definitely still strong hero overall. A little bit surprised that Alliance haven't picked up anything to really take advantage of Roshan, which I think is something that you do need to least keep in mind when you're over on the dire side. It's the one big advantage that you have going your way. So, we'll see a lot of teams have Enchantress or just a Rasta or a Templar Assassin, just something that gives you that option in the early to mid game. But yeah, Wisp definitely a nice pickup here. Not 100% sure what they're going to be pairing it with, but again, we've seen all kinds of things be successful. It does make their tri lane's still all right, just because of the power of the tree, and I don't think that Newbee are necessarily going to look to be aggressive, but it does mean that Alliance probably can't pick something super greedy that doesn't have a whole lot of tri lane impact as their farmer.
Yeah, and Alliance don't normally go for that Wisp Tiny. Not that Tiny's super greedy, but they normally actually go for a loader kind of carry that can fight a bit early on. They win a lot of Wisp Luna, but Luna not an option here because Newbee took it. They've gone Wisp plus Ricky a few times. I don't know if you want to have a 3 melee core with Timbersaw, Doom, and Ricky. I think you want something which gives you just a bit more, I don't know, like late game range carry potential. But for now, Timbersaw gets picked up, so they don't really... I mean, if they went one of the Tiny, they almost would have just grabbed it there with their 4th pick. So Timbersaw going to get snagged by Alliance.
Yeah, Timber's definitely a nice pickup here. Gives them some more options to burst down the Brewmaster. It's really good in the mid game in dealing with split push from the Nature's Prophet, because if you have a reasonable start, you can just go Bloodstone straight into BOTs, and then you can end up just holding down whatever lane the Nature's Prophet is trying to split push, and you can both turn up to the fight at the appropriate time. Of course, the Wisp is also fantastic for that. So I think Alliance are pretty well positioned to deal with the split push side of things. Team fighting is looking all right, and yeah, now all they need is that little bit of late game power as well. Their one big weakness is unfortunately that they don't roam particularly well. The supports are likely to just be, sticking up on the safe lane and pulling and getting their levels. If we had something else to pair with the Train Protector, maybe you could see some early aggression maybe on the Brewmaster, but with the Wisp, I think it's a little bit unlikely. Though you never know. Alliance could say, okay, look, Newbee aren't expecting it, so we'll go for some ganks and maybe they'll work out.
Yeah. As far as carries go for Alliance, it's almost where you look towards like going back to like a loaded gyrocopter. And we did see it not work against DK, but you've got the Wisp who can stack a lot, who gives you the extra attack speed, who does synergize fairly nicely there, but I don't feel like they have to be picking a carry that gives them an obvious Wisp partner. I think they've got a good all-around draft, and Wisp on its own is just a good, solid support hero, with or without the Tiny, with or without that obvious partner in the laning stage. So Sand King gets picked up for now for Newbee as their 5th pick. That's going to be their support duo with the Dazzle. So they get the greedy support in Sand King who can go levels. And last pick, Mirana from Alliance, probably going to be Loda's hero for the farming role.
Okay, so I think the Mirana is nice here. I mean, we've also seen Loda show that it can be a very capable carry with the right kind of build. So I don't think this is too bad here. Of course, helps keep their options open for those mid-game fights as well, which I think Newbee are definitely going to be bringing to them with the lineup that they've got. I think Newbee almost... It's a pretty cookie-cutter draft, but they got, I think almost exactly what they wanted. They got the greedy Sand King, which has been enormously popular. They got the Brewmaster through. They love running the Nature's Prophet as well. And Dazzle Luna have fallen off a little bit recently, but teams still love running it. So
the duo together has some ridiculous win rate, I think, even still. So yeah, the two heroes do seem to pair pretty well together. As we'll hop ourselves in the game. Game 1 of a best of 3. Both teams competing for 3rd place here, losing their semi-finals matches, and we'll see exactly how they pair off here. And yeah, I think looking at the Alliance draft, it's definitely... You talk about Newbee being cookie cutter, Alliance much less so. Having a Wisp Mirana, they're going to go with an offlane Doom, which we're seeing more and more of, but it's going to be a Timbersaw solo mid, which is not unheard of, but not exactly common. And that's a decent matchup against the Brewmaster here. We may see a 5-man engagement. Both teams scouting one another out here. The Wisp going to tether his way back to safety, as it looks like he will be all okay here in the offlane. They don't end up getting any observer wards down, and that's
30 seconds.
That's going to be pesky for Alliance, as far as especially the Doom is concerned if he's going in the offlane.
Yeah, and Bulldog now just going to get the rest of his regen delivered on the Courier. The Timbersaw is actually, you mentioned it's a good matchup against the Brewmaster, but there are actually very few good, like really good matchups against Brew. He does extremely well against a lot of ranged heroes. Invoker, Templar Assassin just don't have a very good time against him. He crushes almost all melee heroes, so I think this is actually really heads up from Alliance.
Yeah, I don't think Timbersaw will crush the lane, but he should have like at least be on even on CS, maybe slightly ahead. Alliance are also going to go offensive trialing, so They tether the Treant into the enemy jungle, expecting that they are being spotted doing this, but also knowing that their level 1 fighting power is so much stronger if it's tri-lane versus tri-lane. Leech Seed, Mirana Arrow, you do not want to fight into this if you're Nubian. Rightfully so. Sand King just going to back the hell off of that lane.
Yeah, and they've got importantly, the pole blocked out as well. So Alliance should be able to sit down here for a little while, even if things don't, necessarily go their way and they don't immediately get kills. At least in the stalemate, Newbee aren't slowly pulling ahead. So things looking all right there. And the 1v1 matchups, as we talked about, are actually pretty good. Doom against Nature's Prophet is absolutely fine, and Timbersaw versus Brewmaster should also be pretty good. The one thing that we always mention to keep in mind, obviously, is once that Prophet gets 6, or even just once the Prophet gets phase boots, then you do need to be a little bit more cautious as far as this aggressive tri-lane is concerned. So we'll see how long this tri-lane stays together.
Yeah, they'd love to get a kill in the first couple of minutes before Prophet's ready to TP down and take part, but if Newbee play it safe and defensive, that's not necessarily going to be that's going to happen here. Sand King does have boots, which normally are nice for ganking, but you can't really fight into this tri-lane. Maybe it'll help him escape, but in general, the boots first, not going to pan out unless he decides to maybe rotate and go for a kill on mid, but that's just not really an option right now with the tri-lane down bottom. So I think we'll see Newbee play this bottom tri-lane fairly defensively and just wait for their Prophet to be ready to TP in and take some fights. And there's even an Orb of Venom pickup for Zhao Wei, going very aggressive with the itemization.
Yeah, deciding, well, look, the Treants aren't harassing too much against the stat shield. I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind it so much.
Yeah, no problem for him. Doom hasn't managed to devour any big creeps yet. It was blocked to start things off, but now he's going to find a Satyr, which is a fantastic little pick-off. Gets the last hit, Devour up in 1 second, and he'll get the HP regen from this. So this is a really nice creep. This is probably the best creep you can get as far as a 1v1 matchup goes for a Doom, against a range hero especially.
Yeah, that's a little bit of good luck going the way of Bulldog there, for sure.
Yeah, mid lane, a lot of damage coming out from the Timbersaw there. Gets Moo down nice and low. 8 CS to the 10 CS on S4, so small edge going S4's way, which is kind of what we talked about. Timbersaw, decent matchup against the Brewmaster, but enough bottle crowing and Moo will do just fine in this mid lane regardless, even if he doesn't win the CS battle.
Yeah, the other nice thing about Alliance choosing to run this aggressive tri-lane is that it stops Newbee exploiting the Luna to be able to take the fast tier 1 on the safe lane, which is something that's really easy to do against Doom, notably. I mean, he can pull things off with the Scorched Earth, but Newbee's tri-lane would have had quite a bit of killing power against him as well. So delaying that for Alliance, I think, is definitely in their favor. Though, again, I don't know how long they can keep this tri-lane together down here, because they are still definitely going to want to get level 6 on the Wisp eventually. Yeah. But they can always just jam the Doom in the jungle later on, and the tri-lane can take over the safe lane again.
Prophet is approaching level 4.5, almost level 5 with phase boots. I still think they can stay down here against the Prophet, even with phase boots, just because of the Leech Seed. If they get ganked, Leech Seed helps heal them up. Lotus got an escape. Wisp, in theory, has an escape. Treant's pretty tanky. And this Sand King is still level 1, so it's not like the Newbee tri-lane, even with Prophet TP, and actually have that much killing potential. So until Prophet level 6, definitely we can look at kills bottom lane for Newbee, but until then, I think Alliance are pretty safe.
Yeah, the other thing as well is I think S4 should probably be carrying a TP fairly soon, once he has that level 6. Well, he doesn't have any points up in Timber Chain just yet, so maybe his TP isn't the most useful, but at least having the threat there. So, Zhao Wei's looking at inventories, he's like, oh hey look, the Timbersaw has a TP scroll. Maybe I have to think a little bit carefully about what when I TP down.
Moo gonna get lucky and find an invis rune up top at the 4-minute mark. He was guessing and was heading there before S4, so unfortunately for S4, the rune does not spawn bottom. And we're also going to see Sand King make his way towards mid lane. He's level 2, only has a level 1 Burrow Strike. He's hoping maybe to get a kill as Brewmaster hits level 6, but that's not an easy to kill to get on S4, who actually doesn't have Timber Chain. S4 is going to be careful. He's got no escape here. There's going to be another clap soon. Moo may actually get first blood. No, he's got no mana for a clap. 3 seconds away as well. Living Armor comes out. Yeah, a bit of pressure there from the Sand King, but in the end he doesn't really accomplish a whole lot that Moo couldn't do on his own.
Normally this would be an opportunity for the Alliance tri-lane, and they are going to start playing up a little bit more aggressively to force Newbee back, but their tri-lane initiation isn't that great. Oh, wow. There you go, Bulldog
got him.
Chases down the Prophet.
Phase boots. No Doom needed, just Scorched Earth and phase boots. He right-clicks him down with some Hadouken, maybe, coming out as Alliance. Off to a good start there as Doom gets a solo kill on Zhao Wei. That's not something you'd expect to see, I tell you that.
It's a good lane for the Doom, but it's not. I don't think it's that good. So
Yeah.
well, there you go. Bulldog making the plays.
And now he's got Doom up as well. He's going to pick up a bottle, so he can even look to get another kill pretty immediately on Zhao Wei. And that opens up so much space bottom lane. They don't have to worry as much about Prophet TPing in. For one thing, the TP's now on cooldown for 40 seconds. For another, it just slows down his level 6, so... Alrighty. Mu at mid is level 6, so he's got Primal split up, but without Sand King or someone coming in, I don't see him getting a kill on that Timbersaw.
And Sand King trying to loop around a little bit here.
This is aggressive. I guess, yeah, there's your Prophet ultimate. They've gone in on the Wisp here. Wisp, Living Armor going to heal him up as well. Tethers to the side. Can tango his way up through the trees, which I believe he should look to do here. The Sand King. He's going to see an invis. EGM actually not tangoing through. He's trying to fight his way out of this one. Luna getting very, very low. Starsel from the Mirana, and it will be possibly a trade here. Luna getting graved up here. The leap after from Loda. No TP from How, and he's going to go down to Loda's right click. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, Prophet died top. Doom gets a Doom kill. Whoops.
Zhao is not having a good time in this offlane right now, and Bulldog is getting already very scary. So this is good early game for Alliance overall.
He should not be this farmed. Holy crap. Zhao just like TP's back in, but he's going to be so careful. He's going to get right click down again. He's going to TP scroll this time around. Bulldog may be thinking, I've got Scorched Earth. I can actually get super aggressive here. I think Zhao just overestimating his power with this Orb of Venom as far as harassing goes. And, well,
yeah, it's not even like Bulldog's surprising him with a point in level death right as he hits level 6, anything like that. He's just killing him straight up, which is a little bit surprising.
That was your old school Doom build. Like, you'd always get like a couple points level death. You'd go solo mid and try and catch your laning opponent off guard with your level death when it was on the right level, but you don't see that anymore. It's with good reason. Scorched Earth is just so strong now that you want to level that up as well as your Devour.
Yeah, you can still occasionally hold a skill point if you think there's going to be a kill opportunity, but yeah, it's not something that's done all that much, and like you said, it's not something that's super necessary. And Alliance going to bring down their next set of Observer Wards and actually just invest them on continuing to keep the pull blocked and continuing to keep Newbee a little bit out of their jungle and starved out. So I really like this. The Sand King, has he set up any stacks for himself? No, so this is going to be a very slow Blink Dagger, and yeah, things looking great for Alliance at the moment.
Yeah. All lanes looking pretty hot right now. It's S4 slightly ahead on CS in the mid lane. Bottom lane will look like we may see another engagement. Sand King tangoing his way through. Once got Loda, hits him with the Burrow Strike. Prophet, is he anywhere to be seen? His ultimate's going to clean up Loda there. Unfortunately, EGM could not help him out. TP in from your nature's Prophet. That could be the death of EGM. He gets living armored up. Meanwhile, the Treant actually does not have the living armor for himself. He's going to turn and fight. Here comes S4 with a whirling death. One more right click. Not going to be enough. Banana gets the grave off just in time, but it does get the kill to Luna. As it's going to be one kill going the way of S4. He's now on the run. Does not want to stay and fight. The bloody fight down near the bottom lane. Unfortunately, Newbee getting slightly the better of it here, as it looks like S4 will find the DD rune at bottom. Mu TPing in, not being able to use his ultimate offline too much with his rotation.
Yeah, like you said, slightly in favor of Newbee there, and again, that's just what we were talking about before. The Wrath of Nature is really game changing as far as the tri-lane versus tri-lane is concerned, and it looks like that's going to be Alliance's signal to start moving around elsewhere on the map a little bit.
Newbee did bring in their entire team, like even the Brewmaster, whereas Doom stayed top, was just farming away. Wisp also, speaking of top, is going to make his way up there to try and get his level 6. So Bulldog says, I'll back off, I'll leave this lane for you, and he's got a Midas recipe coming on out. So Midas should be online fairly soon for the Bulldog.
Bulldog's farm at this point for the rest of the game is pretty much completely secured. Between Midas and Devour, there should be no reason for him to drop out of the top 2, top 3 net worth, and his impact is just going to be great. He can even go back for a mech right now. It's not going to slow down his overall farm progression too much. So yeah, things looking pretty good.
Radiant's
and
top
Doom
tower
scales
is
so
under
well with
attack.
items as well, and all the farm.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
The Midas is he's already so high level from the solo kills he's getting, and you chuck a Midas on top, he's going to be the highest hero level in this game for a long time, I imagine, unless he feeds away a couple costly kills. Like, he is looking fantastic right now. And there's your Midas.
Yeah, and this is what the Alliance laning was really about, just making sure that the Doom had an okay start, and it looks like they're feeling confident for the Mirana to play catch up a little bit. Loda's not even doing too terribly right now, and yeah, as expected, he's going to come to start taking over the safe lane a little bit. Bulldog does get jumped.
Yeah,
they've got the Brewmaster ultimate.
Oh, that's it. You need to use that ultimate, but is there detection? Dust comes through. You're going to just clip Bulldog here, but the Scorched Earth, he's pretty damn tanky. He heals up pretty fast. He's going to turn and Doom Banana. The arrow not going to land. Just barely. I think they can get this kill. The TP for the Prophet, they sure can. It looks like just the one kill going their way. Banana still doomed
body
up.
blocking bottom lane. How's in some trouble. S4 TP's in and picks up the kill.
Okay. So 1-for-1 trade in the end, getting the Luna for the Doom. I would say the Doom's actually the more important kill because he's level 9. Like, sure, your Luna needs... Actually, your Luna's getting crushed. It's probably pretty equal right now.
Dire's top tower is
the thing is, Newbee invest the first Panda ult and don't really get an immediate objective.
They smoked up as well for that one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Call it pretty even, I guess.
Prophet does get Midas up now, so Zhao Wei, he's on the comeback train, but he's still got a bit of a ways to go. S4 is just massive right now. He's going to pick up a TP scroll. He's got 1,200 gold on top of his Arcane Boot, so it's not just a farm Doom. It's also S4 getting a lot of farm and money coming his way on the Timbersaw. And Timbersaw's a hero that benefits a lot from having early farming items.
Yeah, and the Timbersaw really suits S4's playstyle quite well. I think just in terms of moving around, applying pressure, getting ganks, he's still much more of your tempo controlling mid player as opposed to the, all of the semi carries and whatnot, which have become popular recently. So, yeah, things looking pretty good there. Makes space for Loaded to just continue farming up a little bit. EGM's now been able to grab his 6 as well, so things are looking okay on that front. And the Sand King is still having a pretty woeful time getting towards that Blink Dagger. So I think everything that Alliance were hoping for out of the laning stage has come true for them as far as this game is concerned right now.
Yeah, both Newbee supports are in kind of struggle mode right now. Sand King going back for a value bracer. He's still having to buy support items like Dust for his team, so he's not going to have that Blink Dagger anytime soon. And Dazzle's in a similar boat, buying Dust, Observer Wards. The fact you're against the Treant as well as Mirana is just forcing these supports to spend more money on items that aren't going towards their actual core items here. Doom going to wrap the hill in smoke here. Not going to find anyone immediately. Prophet is out of there with the phase boots. Dazzle sees him up from the right side as well. Will not get caught out. So it looks like Alliance smoking and running up ramp is always very dicey. Sometimes it pays off and you don't get revealed from the high ground. Sometimes it fails. And that was one of those times where it just doesn't work.
Yeah, the thing to keep in mind, of course, for Alliance is that even if they get jumped there, they're basically all 5 are available. They can always relocate in the Mirana to the team fight. So that's a big reason why S4 and Bulldog are feeling so bold in terms of moving up into Fog and whatnot. They're feeling pretty confident about the team fight opportunities right now. The Brewmaster ultimate is back up, so they do need to be a little bit more cautious, but things looking alright for Alliance. Loda creeping his way up in terms of net worth, and Luna is still languishing a little bit. I mean, almost treads, but this is not the start that Hao was hoping for.
This is an incredibly underfarmed. It looks like Hao wants to go for a catch-up Midas too, but if you grab this tier 1 tower, that'd be a fantastic little pickup here, but there is a relocate available, so I imagine we look towards Alliance defending this. There's a Glyph Living Armor. They can't really get off this Living Armor too easily here. They're trying to get those extra right clicks, but in the end, Living Armor will continue to heal up this tower. And then top lane, it looks like EGM and Loda are ready to join up with their team as well, staying tethered up. They're trying to bring down this tier 1 top tower maybe before relocating in, but if they want to go and defend bottom lane, they've got to go soon. No relocate just yet. Looks like Alliance and maybe thinking twice about defending. Here we go. Bulldog pops the Scorched Earth and doesn't actually engage off this. How getting low here? There's a blink clap from Mu. He goes in with the primal split. Stun to Bulldog. Bulldog doesn't get off a chance to use the Doom off, and now in comes your Eclipse. That's a dead Bulldog. Timbersaw could be in some trouble as well. There's a Boulder Toss not going to come in time to stop the Timber Chain as S4 does get a bit further away. The Burrow Striker's there. The relocate in from Loda as well as EGM. That's not going to do quite enough here. They're going to still only keep the Timbersaw alive. It manages to just barely escape, and it looks like Alliance with a relocate in deter any further chase coming from Newbee. Top tier 1 tower did fall, so a tier 1 for a tier 1 with Doom dying in the process.
Yeah, it seemed a little bit indecisive from Alliance, honestly. They could have just given away the tier 1, taken the tier 1 top, and that would have been the end of the trade, but they end up losing a hero to boot. But again, still not the worst. They're still moving it out towards the mid game. Loda's still getting pretty good farm. Actually just picking up a drum right now, so still just kind of working on mid game. I thought he might consider maybe going for a Maelstrom just to speed up the farm.
Yeah.
A little bit this game, but could still go back for it, of course. Just feels that he needs a little bit more survivability with Brewmaster's jumping on him and Sand King's jumping on him eventually, though. SK is still farming pretty slowly and having to buy a lot of sentries and dust and also completing his magic wand. So it looks like he doesn't have Blink Dagger planned for a while just yet.
Yeah. Hasn't even bothered to level up the epicenter. I think with good reason. Like, until you get that Blink Dagger, it's very unlikely you can get a good epicenter off with the way this game's panning out. So, well, we'll see him try and sand some of these creeps, but not quite enough.
Xiaowei does the Midas delivery service. He grabs the recipe and TPs in and gives it to Hao while he's sitting right next to the creep camp. So, efficiency from Newbee.
Yeah. It was something that Loda could have almost gone for as well after his treads. Like, go back for that Midas. You see Hao building towards a Midas? You can easily get away with a Midas yourself on the Mirana. And then go back for the drums, the Maelstrom, whatever it may be. But for now, just treads, Aquila, drums. I think you're right on the money with Maelstrom being maybe a good next item choice coming out from Loda on the Mirana.
Yeah, and Newbee just looking to force things, couple seconds until the Brewmaster Ultimate's back up. They've just got level 11 on the Brew as well, so they've got the rank 2 split. And again, same kind of story. Though this time around, EGM is sticking around mid, not really ready to relocate the Mirana in, so Alliance not really taking full advantage of the Wisp on their team.
This will get sprouted, but that's just a casual sprout. Aggressive Burrow Strike coming in from the Sand King. Maybe think that Moo will follow it up. Moo's actually level 11, so his level 2 ultimate. Xiaowei going to get Cop and Arrow here, but there's your Brewmaster initiation. Goes in, gets S4 low, but S4 getting healed up. Bulldog now in all sorts of trouble. Doesn't even get the Doom off. It's an immediate buyback TP coming in from the Bulldog. Loda on the backlines. Build up the Nature's Prophet there. As Loda now going to go on the run. Doom gets used on the Sand King. That's not going to do enough damage on its own. Needs some additional damage on top. The Wisp Tether allowing some extra chase here, and Banana has a grave here, may need to use it here. The Sand King also low. This could be a double kill coming to S4. Dazzle gets killed before he can even use a grave. They're going to lose the Luna as well. Is it going to be a 4th killer? You betcha it will. Sand King, Burrow Strike to the low ground, goes down regardless, and now Moo just barely blinks out of there. He can almost going to complete the team wipe as Alliance finally find themselves in an advantageous position to take a fight. It did cost them an Admiral Bulldog Doom buyback, but well worth it in the end.
Sick arrows from Loda. He basically killed the Nature's Prophet and the Luna all by himself. That fight. And I guess on reflection, the plan for Alliance is probably to either relocate out the person that got jumped immediately or just relocate them back and then continue the fight, or something along those lines. But regardless, well, Doom ends up being bursted down, had buyback available, invested very wisely, and not really a turnaround for Alliance because I think the game was pretty even up until this point, but that's a huge boon for them, winning a team fight in the mid game with the Panda on the opposing team.
Yeah, really nice fight. We'll see if Alliance can do anything about this Roshan, or Newbee can do anything about this Roshan. Alliance are looking to just get it uncontested for the time being. So we'll pop out of our replay here because Roshan going down fast, down below half HP. Moo, Blink Dagger cancelled, does not have ultimate for 20 seconds. Sand King, no Blink Dagger available, not for some time as well. Still just 800-ish gold on him. And we'll see, Timbersaw gives up because we're not going to get this. He's going to TP himself top and gives up on the Roshan dream for now for Alliance.
Alliance can't decide if they're denying this tier 1 or... Okay, so looks like the call is being made. We're going to top it back off.
Yeah. And the Siege Creep will get rid of the Living Armor, so we'll get back to the deny range, but they can heal it up. One more Living Armor will be needed. But meanwhile, mid lane, they lose to tier 1, so Newbee are finding some openings here, and Brewmaster's ultimate is back up, so better watch out for that level 2 primal split.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Bulldog just going to be applying a little bit of split pressure down bottom lane. Alliance really just splitting up the map at the moment. S4 is actually really farmed. Another 3k gold on top of everything that he's already got, so Bloodstone well on its way for him. And Loda picked up a Mithril Hammer, so yeah, looks like it. I don't think it's going to be Desolator into trying to close out this game. Probably just going to be your Maelstrom.
He's got it on
Is it on the? Yeah, it's on the courier. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So Maelstrom complete. Suddenly Alliance are actually looking really good on farm. The Prophet's leading the net worth, but the next 3 heroes all on the Alliance side. All 3 cores farming well. And the big worry for me when it comes to Newbee is, well, 2 big worries. Luna not farming well and Sand King not farming well at all. This Blink Dagger is coming 20+ minutes into the game at this rate that we're going.
Yeah, and Luna is still just dirt poor. Like less than 6k net worth, and 2k of that is a Midas. So in terms of actually useful items, Hao has
treads up, boys.
Basically nothing.
We're good.
Yeah, treads it. 20-minute treads for Hao. Says a lot about how this game has been going for.
Does have 1k gold on top of the treads, to be fair. Like, it's not like he could just afford them this second. But it's when
this
he
item
brought them
decision
out.
from How. Yeah, this item decision from How is basically saying, okay, look, the game's gonna go late, and we're gonna not minimize the impact of the Brewmaster because, of course, he's still relevant in the late game, but you know, of course, he does fall off. So I guess they're just like we talked about in the draft. This is the other way to kind of use the Brew. Don't just win the game in the mid game, but just use him as a springboard to head towards the late game and win a couple of fights, take a couple of towers, and just keep things even. And looks like that's the plan. Zhao Wei's well in the split push path as well.
Yeah.
With Necro 2 complete.
He's going to stay very farm this game. Like, he's playing, apart from his laning stage, he's played well. Like, that laning stage, he gave up a couple solo kills that should not have
That was a
happened.
shocker.
It's going to be the opposite of Bulldog. Bulldog had the best laning stage you could ever hope for, and then he got initiated on and just died at the start of multiple teamfights. First bottom lane at the T1 tower, then there at mid lane. He did buy back and turn it around, but he's been the one dying, kind of caught out of position for Alliance. So it's been a bit of a role reversal come mid game from Admiral Bulldog as well as Zhao Wei.
Roshan has
The thing about the
fallen
mid
to
fight
dire.
as well, though, is that he kind of got target swapped on. Like, they initially jumped on S4, at least from what I can remember, and then he got tethered, and I think he maybe got living armored, and then as soon as that happened, they just immediately jumped on Bulldog. So, unfortunately, he didn't get a whole lot of help there, but he's got his BKB now, so he should be fine.
We'll see Necro 3 picked up for the Nature's Prophet, as well as Sand King's Blink Dagger. So the much-needed Blink is there for Lin. Or sorry, Lee, not Lin. I get these players mixed up. As Zhao Wei
Radiant's bottom tower
pushing mid
is
lane
under
while
attack.
Alliance go bottom lane. It looks like this T1 tower is going to be left by Newbee, but they want this Tier 2
Radiant
mid, so a much
structures
bigger
are
prize.
fortified.
Should they get it, but getting this Tier 2 mid, not exactly going to be an easy proposition.
Dire's middle tower is under
How
attack.
that Necro Bulldog says, I'll take that damage.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So, as it stands, Alliance have taken the T1 already, but they're going to get jumped at mid lane. Move's gone in. There's a Burrow Strike onto two heroes. Nicely placed within the clips here. Dead Timbersaw to start things off here. Bulldog, unsure who to doom, ends up throwing it on Banana, who gets arrowed as well. So that's an easy, fast pick-off as well, going the way of Alliance. 1 for 1 so far, and here comes an Epicenter. Burrow Strike going to entirely miss. Sand King, please. Admiral Bulldog getting right-clicked down. He does end up going down to the Luna. How doing some decent damage here. One more clap coming out from the Brewmaster onto 3 heroes as well. EGM on the run. Not quite enough damage just yet, but with that stun there, sure as hell will be. Timbersaw's back in the fray now. Looking to turn this one around. Move. Doesn't have an escape. Trying to TP out. That's not going to work. The arrow goes flying through. Not going to catch How, but it does scout him out, and the chase is on. Leap forward from Loda. 1 Starstorm and a couple right-clicks will do it. Loda wants How, has a drum charge in 20 seconds, so that's not soon enough.
You're safe.
Oh, Timber Chain forward, Chakram, that should do it. May even be 2 now with the Dazzle showing up. Dazzle gonna just barely sidestep the arrow. The chase is on, Banana's got nowhere to run. The Leech Seed is there, and one more right click onto the high ground. Now Sand King shows up, 1 by 1. They're just running in. They're dropping like lemmings here. What are you doing, Newbee? And in the end, Alliance gonna be pretty happy with the end result of that team fight.
Yeah, it looked really bad to start. They got jumped, the relocating didn't do a whole lot. No arrow, lead, he blinked into it.
No! Why?
Radiant's
Oh
middle
my
tower is
gosh.
under attack.
What a panic blink. He was like, okay, I'm gonna hover my cursor here, and if I get jumped, I'm gonna blink in this direction. Oh, hey, there's an arrow. Okay, the blink plan. Carry through with it. Oh wait, that's still in the path of the arrow. So that was a little bit unfortunate.
That's an ROTK blink, if I've ever seen one.
ROTK blink. Wow.
It's more
Poor
known for his
RTK.
Nature's Prophet teleports, but
He never catches a break with you gods, does he?
Root and after that.
I'm looking forward to having him here. I'll joke. I'll flame him in person.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll have to tell him all about the ROTK TPs.
Yeah.
See if he. Well, tell his teammates. See if they agree.
Maybe I joked about it with Burning after MLG. He laughed about it.
Yeah.
Well, Aghanim Scepter is up for your Brewmaster. So Moose managed to get a decent amount of farm. He's actually had a really solid game. Considering the laning was a little bit rough against the Timbersaw, his impact, I would say, has matched up to the Timbersaws, if not been... I don't know, probably been about similar. Timbersaw's been like fed a few freebie kills at the end of these fights when Newbee just run in and kind of feed him away. But yeah, both mid heroes have had a really solid game all in all.
Yeah, and Alliance have been doing a really good job just in terms of farming efficiently. Newbee have been 5-manning a whole lot, and it is definitely showing up as far as the net worth and the overall experience is concerned. So it's looking pretty good.
That we've scat him out. Those in touch, the blink dagger is there before the damage kicks in, and there's a completed Mjolnir as Invis is the name of the game here for the Dire side. Sentry wards are down, and they see Admiral Bulldog. He's gonna get Blink Fire Strike, and he's not even gonna get a chance to pop his BKB. Oh, does do so, gets Mjolnir up as well. Who's the Doom target gonna be? Hasn't used it just yet. There we go. Gets one kill to start things off here. They've lost the Doom in the process as we're going to see Luna get very low. Someone finish How off. They finally get the kill in the end here. Loader getting low, but he heals himself up. The Bloodstone heal was that? No, just heals himself up with a magic wand, it looks like in the end here. He's just doing so much damage with the completed Mjolnir. Newbee have lost 3. The Living Armor going to help out Loader as well. Arrow goes through. Doesn't find Moo, but Moo leaks it up. Doesn't seem to have an obvious escape route here as the Sand King shows up trying to help him out, but Moo goes down. Sand King will fall as well. Team wipe from Alliance. 5 kills for 2. Ouch.
Yeah, this Luna, the Eclipse is doing a lot, but beyond that, she's just getting completely focused down in every single fight. In well, Newbee getting pushed back on an attempt for a tier 1 start. They're gonna start feeling a little bit worried about the pace of the game, and yeah, Alliance are really far ahead. Lodo well and truly recovered. He's now your net worth leader, so things looking good for him. And Newbee, I don't know. That was about as good an initiation as they could have asked for. I mean, maybe it could have gone a little bit better if they'd blown up the Doom, but it's not like they had more stuns to commit or anything like that. The only difference maker would have been a Hex on the Prophet, but that's still not going to be up for a while. So maybe Newbee. I don't even know if they can necessarily look towards the late game, really. How almost has a BKB, so a little bit of a teamfight boost there for him, but he's running out of space to farm, and Alliance are now starting to get aggressive.
Yeah. I think your late game looks okay if your Luna's keeping up and doing well, but that's just completely not the case right now. There is no Luna on par with farm with the Dire carries. Luna is a good 4-5k gold behind the Mirana, and also well behind the Timbersaw, behind the Doom even. So this is not going to be a good late game for Newbee at this rate. And Brewmaster just falls off so heavily. So we'll see exactly what the plan's going to be. Smoke from Newbee as they make their way towards the top lane. Going to apply some more pressure to this tier 1 tower top, but we saw how that went last time. So this time they've got a Luna BKB. We'll see how much of a difference that can make.
Yeah, so they have the Luna BKB, but Loda's also about to get his BKB delivered. So we've got now 2 heroes on Alliance that just don't really care about the Brewmaster in the slightest. Newbee, they're just sieging this time around.
And S4 has 14 Bloodstone charges. He could die, almost instantly respawn, and then boosted travel back in. Unfortunately, they can't defend the top tier 1 tower. Too much damage upward coming out. Newbee's still lurking nearby. And not going to find anything, at least not immediately.
A little bit weird for Alliance that, unfortunately, Loda and EGM were farming top as the push came in, so they didn't really have time to shift lanes, and Bulldog and Ake were actually all the way down at bottom, so just gonna let the tower go here and actually TP everybody in, but Newbee have actually already backed off. And just look at this Alliance warding. They have some extremely deep wards all the way over on the Newbee side of the map. They have a really good idea of what they're up to.
Yeah.
This is really nice from them.
And they realize Newbee just spent a lot of time near that tier 1 tower trying to push, so they make sure they de-ward it using the gem on Aki, which is something where they can quite easily predict where some of those wards were, and they sweep on through, take them out. And right now, Newbee playing fairly blind as far as their vision's concerned. And with Roshan respawning fairly soon, that's definitely something to be concerned about. Less than a minute before the Roshan respawn.
Yeah, and Alliance, as soon as... I mean, both teams splitting up and farming fairly well right now, but I think Alliance still getting the better of it, and going to be hunting for something here.
See how, but he's well behind the tower. And going to step himself outside of that observe ward vision now, so it looks like this not too much will come of this.
While Moo has blinked himself into trees on bottom lane, he's a little bit suspicious of what's going on here.
Ooh, Zach's going to come top to defense, so see what Newbee look to do here as far as mounting a defense goes. They've got most of their line coming in. Arrow going to go flying through, catches out a Treant. Aki's in perfect. They've got the Doom on move. No Primal Split in this fight. Sanking now in some trouble. He's got no Burrow Strike, no Sandstorm. He may just be brought down here. The Grave going to kind of delay this, but with an offensive Urn Charge being used, damage is not going to be enough. He gets defensively earned as well to counteract that, and looks like Alliance, despite getting the Doom on the Brewmaster, not going to get any kills off of this, and the chase is on. Burrow Strike from the Sand King catches one. The arrow goes through, but Cops a BKB Luna. Primal Split now going to come out here. Wisp is maybe the one in trouble there. Doesn't have a tether out just yet, an EGM. The damage will be more than enough to bring him down. Brewmaster's looking for more with the Primal Split Warriors, but they're not going to catch too much, or will they? They see Bulldog. Can throw him up in the air, and they'll do so. Prophet also going for a TP in, so Admiral Bulldog, I don't think he's going to way out of this one. No BKB. Gets the blink off, and actually, there we go. Easy peasy, he says. Gateway's chasing is going to sprout in 2 seconds, and Blink Burrow Strike coming in. Admiral Bulldog with the living armor is very, very tanky, but now they catch up to him with the Burrow Strike. The Eclipse coming out as well. Aki's going to be careful, does not want to be collateral damage, and it looks like he may just be dusted up. He's got a gem, does not want to die right now, but that's exactly what he's going to do. Gem hits the deck. Go back for that one, Newbie. And Brewmaster picks that up, so Alliance overextending. They get a top tier 1 tower, it looks like, but how much more can they get? Moo getting arrowed here, and actually, he's going to go down. Picks up the gem and pays for it with his life, thanks to a nice 5-second arrow from Loda. Loda leaped into trees, though. He was trying to chase, but not going to get a chance to do so once he's stuck there, and it's just up to S4 as far as chasing goes. He's got the Mjolnir buff on side himself, but, well, you can see Loda here, still stuck in the trees.
And that was an interesting couple of minutes, I have to say, but okay, gem changes hands and then goes straight back. So
goes full circle.
Lion's gonna be pretty happy about that. And well, Newbee, no Brewmaster for a little bit. Roshan has just respawned. It was actually a reasonably short respawn as well, so a little bit of luck going the Alliance way there. And S4 is getting pretty scary. BKB up for him, so they've got the triple BKB, and that means that they're now no longer really so worried about the brew.
S4 is so massive. It's scary. I mean, Mirana has high net worth, but that's like your carry Mirana. This is a Timbersaw you wouldn't expect to have this kind of farm, and he's got BKB, Boots of Travel, Blink, Bloodstone, and that's a Bloodstone with 15 charges. So you don't put the Aegis on this guy. You give it to Loda here, and S4 is just going to have 2 lives in a fight regardless. He can even use Bloodstone to heal up his teammates if he wants to, with how fast he's going to be respawning with all those charges.
Yeah, S4 has just had an absolutely great game. Good laning phase, got a couple of kills in the early to mid game. He's kept up in terms of farm as well, and still being where he needs to be in pretty much every fight. There was that, on that initiation top, I think he was actually all the way over at bottom lane and just waiting to BOT in, but that didn't end up mattering too much. It's caught.
He blinks far enough away from incoming pursuit that he's going to be just fine. Pops a BKB to be on the safe side, but he blinked into Zhao 8, which actually worked in his favor, because it meant he wasn't getting initiated and sandwiched by the incoming 3-4-man gank by a Sand King Brewmaster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and BKB gets used, but it's just more space for Alliance to push in bottom lane, and Newbee are not in a position to hold on to this tower. No glyph, nobody's in the neighborhood, so that's just a free tier 2 on the way of Alliance.
Yeah, I think the BKB use is easily justified there, and not even the slightest bit of a loss for S4. So they get the tier 2 bottom, they back off. S4 still pressuring this top lane. Playing like a split push. He's playing the Admiral Bulldog Rap Dota style this game around, but
yeah, S4 is split pushing better than Zhao 8 is this game.
That's sadly true right now.
In fairness, like we talked about during the draft, the Timbersaw is just such a nice hero to have against the Nature's Prophet, because he can actually fight the Prophet if it comes down to a clash over the position of the creep wave, and any damage that the Prophet does as far as the positioning is concerned is very quickly remedied by just Timbersaw standing. So.
He can fight almost anyone. There's not much pick-off potential unless they get like a Blink Burrow Strike, and they have to use either like a Brewmaster Ultimate or an Eclipse, whereas you look at Prophet, he can die to so many things. A Moonlight Shadow initiation, a Doom, a Timbersaw burst damage. It's just not a fun game to be a Nature's Prophet compared to Timbersaw, and you're like, well, how does he die? There's no Doom, there's no Batrider Lasso, there's no real good lockdown to deal with the Timbersaw this game.
Yeah, and it's not even unreasonable that S4 could pick up a Hex fairly soon, and then they could add a Blink Hex to their initiation on top of Blink.
Alright, well, we'll see possibly the last tier 2 mid tower under siege fairly soon from Alliance. Leaving Loda top for now, and he's almost completed a Butterfly to go with his BKB Mjolnir. Eagle Song is there, just needs another 800 gold it looks like, unless he wants to save for buyback, but This Sage has got an Aegis. Buyback is not really that crucial in this game, it feels like. And we'll see him shoot an arrow from the high ground. Get some good scouting information, even if he doesn't latch onto anyone with it.
Radiant's middle
Xiao's got a
tower is
Hex
under
here, so
attack.
Xiao's actually, like, he's staying farm. S4 though says, I can get
Radiant's
more
middle
farmed. I'll take this
tower
tower.
has
And
fallen.
S4 suddenly top of the net worth chart. Would you believe it? The Timbersaw leading the way. What a game coming out from the Timbersaw.
Yeah, and Hao still just has
Yeah.
very little.
I forgot there was a Luna. Like, I was looking on the map, clicking important heroes, and well, I didn't click Hao. He's not, does not feel like an important hero at this point in the game. He's struggling so much.
Yeah. No ancient stacks, no time in the jungle. Midas was only really recovery. It wasn't acceleration, so hard time for him. And is he not going to walk into an arrow here? And I guess gets at least a little bit of a hint that there is a ward scouting him out as he turns that corner.
Oh, they're on the high ground. They actually want to maybe initiate here. No, they back off. They say it's not just 1 or 2 heroes. This is a full 5-man alliance push. We cannot easily fight into that one, even with the Ag Scepter on Brewmaster. Ulti for Brewmaster, not quite level 16. Halfway there, but halfway doesn't cut it. Loda is going to be leading the way here. And there's your Blink, whirling death from the Timbersaw, just kind of firing warning shots right now about as to what he can do to Newbee, should they let him. Definitely looking like an MKB game. You're against Brewmaster, you need an MKB if you're Loda. Not just for the Brewmaster evasion himself, but for the Drunken Haze when he throws that on you and or just prevents you from right-clicking at all. So I expect maybe Loda's next item will be the Monkey King bar.
Yeah, I think 100%. And Xiao going to do his best to be a little bit of a nuisance, keep top lane pushed out, at least make Alliance kind of make a decision here. They only have a minute and a half left on this Aegis, so it looks like instead of forcing things, they are just going to back off, grab a little bit of farm, and maybe finish that Hex or something over on the Timbersaw instead, which is, I guess, Alliance just realizing that we are getting to the stage of the game where if they lose a fight while forcing something, they could easily swing back the other way, and they could lose a lane of racks of their own. And, like we were talking about, they aren't really sitting on too many, they don't have too many defensive measures right now. They do have a glyph available and 1 or 2, well, actually no buybacks now. So, yeah, I think a big reason why they don't force things there. Not realizing that if the game drags on, well, it's still looking great for us, and no reason to give Newbee any opportunities.
Especially with these item pickups. Shiver's Guard now for S4. Your Treant's got 2k gold. Everyone is just getting filthy rich. Your supports even. Your Wisp is picked up a Mithril Hammer. We're looking at, I imagine, a BKB for EGM fairly soon to help him stay alive in these team fights. It's getting ridiculous how much farm is all over the Alliance side. Taking a look at the gold graph, it is a 15k plus gold lead, 20k plus experience lead. Alliance are going to be thinking high ground fairly soon here. Looks like Loda's leading the way. Aegis, not long though. About 15 seconds. The Burrow Strike just going to try and delay this. Loda realizing his Aegis is about to expire, wants to maybe just try and blow here. It's going to be a bit more harassment coming up from S4 onto the high ground here, but no full commitments here. 3 seconds left on the Aegis, and once Loda loses that, the push, I mean, they weren't willing to push earlier with the Aegis. I don't think they would want to continue without the Aegis. It looks like they may just be backing off here. Bottom lane is being pushed out, so they've got to defend that soon. Or just let it go, maybe. There's TP.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to have a shot at the high ground with those fresh item pickups. But yeah, it just fades now, and back to farming they go.
They're almost like just trying to see, like, let's just go and see if Brewmaster's willing to take the jump on us, because Alliance feel confident that if they get jumped by a Brewmaster, they're going to win that fight. So they put themselves in a position where they're kind of sieging the high ground without really committing to it, and just kind of almost trying to bait or ask Newbee the question, like, are you guys going to feel under pressure that you have to go on us? Or are you just going to let us do a bit of damage and then we back off? Well, Newbee take the safer option.
Yeah, they're kind of testing the waters as far as how desperate Newbee feel at this point, but Newbee gonna hold their cool for now.
Yeah, they'll realize that Newbee are still playing this for the late game. They're not going to jump. They don't feel like they're under pressure to take a fight ASAP. They're going to just play, get their next couple of items, keep on farming. Maybe not even contest the next Roshan if they want to just keep hitting Hao his next big item, which right now BKB, Manta, Helm the Dominate, probably see a Butterfly up next, but he's still got a long way to go before we're thinking Butterfly.
Yeah, and the Manta's nice, and it's definitely good to have if they can turn around a fight, but there is quite a bit of AoE from Alliance to deal with the illusions, and Power runs straight into an arrow.
Yeah, playing catch again. Sanky goes in with a Blink Fire Strike. Just to cover the retreat here, Mantis Style gets popped, and it looks like they're not going to try and chase down any of these heroes. Hitting some good arrows this game, Loda. The mid-fight was the kind of pinnacle of it, but even apart from that, he's been playing well on this Mirana.
Yeah, Loda had a really good game as far as landed some good arrows, caught up really well after. Not that the Trilu went badly, but of course, he's not getting full free farm in that position, and I think a very convincing game overall for Alliance. Newbee, I think a lot of it just getting caught out a little bit by what was maybe an unexpected aggressive tri-lane. Mood jumps in here, maybe trying to force some BKBs. Needs to be careful to get out, though.
Oh, Sand King catches another arrow. That's a 5-seconder. There's going to be a Mirana leap in. Sand King maybe can get out of this one with a Grave helping him out. He sure as hell can, but the Overgrowth is there. Burrow strikes up. He's no damage to pull this one down, and Loda gets the kill on the Dazzle, start things off. The Doom is there on How. He doesn't get his BKB off, doesn't get anything off. A Blink after from Admiral Bulldog could finish him off. Is he going to go for this one? Nope. His Blink's getting cancelled. Unfortunately, by the Nature's Prophet, a Sprout under this tier 4 could be the death of Bulldog. It's a godlike streak for Loda elsewhere. We'll keep an eyes on the Bulldog. He gets helped out by a Chakram. Fire striked up. Now the lead seed is going to heal Bulldog as well. Bulldog does end up going down to a Nature's Prophet right click, but he gets Loda an ultra kill in the meantime. How is back. Throws in a clip. S4 can just tank this one up. He can almost suicide and heal. Heal your buddy. Heal Loda. Bloodstone suicide. Not even needed. It's a rampage from Loda in the end. And GG is called. Alliance take game 1 of the best of 3. Newbee just too far behind in the end to turn this one around. It was just too much.
Yeah, and a rampage, a really nice final punctuation mark for Alliance. But smart lanes, big reason for the aggressive tri-lane, just to get those 2 winning 1v1 matchups, and things went really nicely from there. And just going to show that, the Brewmaster and the Sand King, you can frame it as being a little bit greedy in some context. I mean, Lee had some really nice Sand King play during the mid game. He got a ton of 3-man burrow strikes, 2-man burrow strikes, but that late Blink Dagger just wasn't able to make the impact in the early game. So, well, things looking good for Alliance. And Newbee, I mean, it seemed like a pretty comfortable draft, but it then ended up being exploited. I guess that's the one thing that we talked about right at the start. It's cookie cutter, and Alliance kind of knew what to expect, and they had a plan going in.
Yeah, I think Newbee needs to go back to this kind of draft after yesterday, where they tried a Necrophos, it didn't work. They tried a Bloodseeker, didn't work.
That was weird.
Yeah, they going back to something a bit more standard and just to their liking, definitely the way to go. But again, the other thing to note is they are playing with a stand-in. I think it was actually noticeable this game with the Sand King and not really knowing exactly where to go and what to do. I feel Sancheng would have maybe done better on the Sand King, whereas some past games I feel the stand-in's been on the hero which suit him just fine. But the stand-in this game may be costing Newbee a bit.
Yeah, and tri-lane versus tri-lane, that's exactly where your support synergy and just everybody being cohesive as a tri-lane is tested the most, and that's something that Alliance also managed to exploit a little bit by choosing to go aggressive. So I don't know if that was planned out, but it's definitely a point that's worth raising.
All right, well, we've got game 2 coming up, guys. It is a best of 3 series to decide 3rd place in the WPC tournament. 250k up for grabs in total, most of that going to the top 2 teams. The best of 7 grand finals tomorrow between DK and IG, but for now, stick around. Game 2 of Newbee versus Alliance coming up next.